Okay. Still getting used to this fucking thing. Probably turn that down a little bit. There we go. There's the sweet spot. Okay. Another beer review. This is from Garrison Brewing here in Nova Scotia. This is their Oh My Gourd Pumpkin Ale. I think this is... I don't know how many years they've done this now. They've done it a couple years at least. Beer with natural pumpkin flavor. 5.0% alcohol by volume. It says for basic witches. There we go. But barley, they don't say what. Are they not saying what spices are in this fucking thing? Beer of natural pumpkin flavor. A little disappointed by that. I think I was disappointed with this last year when I did it. So, I think it was last year I did this one. My brain doesn't work anymore. COVID erased like 3 years of everyone's life. It's fine. But yeah, they're going the road of the PEI brewery or whatever. That do like here's our pumpkin ale. It has no pumpkin in it. This has no pumpkin in it, as far as I know. It doesn't say anything about being brewed with pumpkins. Just pumpkin flavor. So, I guess your beer can be a pumpkin beer now. They should just say pumpkin spice ale. Don't call it a pumpkin ale if it doesn't have pumpkin in it. They don't even list it on their website as one of their specialties. It's nowhere to be found. So, like, do I have to go searching through their Facebook or their Twitter or some shit to find out if there's actually pumpkin in this? Like, I'm just gonna go on the assumption there's no pumpkin. I can't remember what I gave this last time I reviewed it. Fuck knows. We got Joe in here saying natural pumpkin flavor. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? I could see natural pumpkin spice flavor or natural pumpkin pie flavor, but what the heck is natural pumpkin flavor? Yeah. So it's dirty and earthy. Yes, and that would be, you know me, Joe. That would be right up my fucking alley, right? Put a little bit of a copper coin in there too, and I'd be like, oh yeah, baby, come on. But fucking, yeah, like pumpkins on their own, vegetal, dirty, earthy gourds. That's what they are. So just call it a pumpkin spice ale. That's fine. You can get away with that. That's the legal way to do it, right? I'm not that anyone's suing them for this shit, although they should. Just saying. Anyone wants to float me like $2 million to hire a nice, good, high-priced lawyer so I can sue Garrison into bankruptcy for this abhorrent abomination, I'm your man. But and Joe says, yeah, I think Garrison done fucked up the description. Yeah, Garrison's really fallen off. I mean, they still make okay stuff, but they're just they're always kind of the number two of like sort of the original big time like craft brewers in Nova Scotia, and now they're not even a number two anymore. I don't know. I'm not saying their beers are bad. They're just like, eh. Like, give me their nut brown ale or their red or whatever, and I'll be fine. But all the other stuff they kind of do, I'm just like, no. Not fun. Here we go. Here's something I get behind. Joe saying, just give us the spruce beer and fuck off with the rest, sons. Yeah. The spruce beer was where it's at. Anyway, back to this thing. So, I mean, it looks good. I like it. I like how it looks. Could use more head, but looks good. Let's go to the aroma. Oof. Okay. So this is a perfect replication of. Think of the sweetest, most diabetes-inducing, store-made, prepackaged pumpkin pie you can buy. You know, this ain't your Aunt Gladys's fucking pumpkin pie, where everything's good. Put some whipped cream on that bitch, and it tastes great because it's not super sweet to start with. So you put a little whipped cream on there to sweeten it up. No, you put the fucking pie this smells like. You put whipped cream on that, you're losing a foot. This is a perfect encapsulation of store-bought pumpkin pie. They have perfected the smell. I'll give them that. You got the cinnamon, you got the sort of ginger spice in there, you got the artificial pumpkin smell, and just a lot of sweetness. Just a lot of fucking sweetness. Like, I think my nose might have diabetes right now. Losing a foot? Already lost a valve. Can't chance it. I think they could fit a baboon foot on you. I think they could. I sort of, you know what, Joe? Fuck it. Get more unhealthy. I sort of like the idea of you becoming like 60% baboon. That tickles my fancy a little bit. I'd like to say I'm friends with the man who is 60% baboon. That natural pumpkin flavor hitting hard. Indeed it is. All right, cheers. Let's drink this thing. Whoa. Okay, it's not terrible. But here's the thing. I used to have a great aunt back when I was a kid, and she was the stereotypical, like, she wasn't my grandmother, but she might as well have been my grandmother. She was the stereotypical grandmother figure. You know, old woman, wore an apron all the time, gray hair, loved her grandkids, baked them stuff. Used to bake me a birthday cake, me and my brother, a birthday cake for all of our birthdays, and send it. My grandfather used to go visit her. She was his sister, and he used to make the trip to Shelburne, visit her all the time. He used to drive in his little gray Chevette or whatever. Drive down to Shelburne and visit her all the time. Come back up with birthday cake for me, birthday cake for my brother, whenever our birthdays were and shit like that, sort of playing around it. Came up with apple pies and pumpkin pies, and she used to make the best fucking pumpkin pie. It was not super sweet, and it just tasted good. You can't beat that shit. This is definitely not that. This would give my now long dead Aunt Ina diabetes in the grave. And yeah, I just if you know what store-bought pumpkin pie tastes like, this is basically it. This is if you like that trash, if you like that fucking garbage, this is what this tastes like. That being said, it's not super offensive to the palate or anything like that. It's got a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, a lot of sugar, a little bit of pumpkin flavor, natural pumpkin flavor. But man, decidedly not a pumpkin beer. Just a flavored pumpkin beer. So, yeah. I mean, you can't eat. So, like, pumpkin beer is a legit style, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not up with on the BJCP or whatever, but I assume pumpkin beer is still a legit style, where it's like beer brewed with actual pumpkins. That's like a thing you can pinpoint and go, yes, this is a pumpkin ale. This is a pumpkin stout. This is a pumpkin lager. This is a whatever. This is not that. This is a spiced ale. So I'm gonna I'm gonna be nice to Garrison. I'm gonna be nice to Garrison. It graded on spiced ale. And as far as that goes, all right. I've had better spicy beers, jalapeno ales, chili spiced ales, things like that. You know, that's fine. This is just somewhere in the middle. I'd sit at about a 7 for style. My own personal preference, I'm never buying this again. I probably said this in the other review. I should have watched the other review I did of this from like whatever year it was previous. I probably would have said then I probably wasn't going to buy this again. Definitely not buying this again. Just not my thing. So I'm going to sit at like a 5.5 personal preference. I can drink it. It's fine, but it's just like, It ain't my Aunt Ina's old pumpkin pies, dude. And that's all there is to it. You know. Joe says sounds like a fantastic great aunt. Yeah, she was. She was just a beautiful, beautiful woman. Also, and the fun thing, it's one of those things where you know you're growing up a little bit. I remember we stayed over at her place for a few days at one point. Like my mother, my grandfather, and me and my brother all kind of went up and stayed. I don't know. It was a few days, maybe a weekend or something like that. We stayed over, and I remember I didn't go to bed quite that late, but I was still up for a little while, and they were playing bridge. My mother, my grandfather, my aunt, my great aunt were playing bridge in the kitchen, and she swore like a fucking sailor. She was cursing my mother out every time she like did whatever you do in bridge to fuck someone else over. She was just cursing her out like a motherfucker. And it's where you learn, you learn that, adults have different sides to them, kind of thing. And woke me up a little bit. CB Fall, hey, how you doing, sir? Says, I love that amazing name of the ale. Yeah, it's a great name. I love the name. And very honest review, Lee. Thank you very much. And Joe goes on to say, I get down with a store-bought pumpkin pie, much like I can with a fast food burger. Yeah, fast food burger, yeah. But nothing beats the homemade offerings. I'm picking up what you're putting down, good sir. Yeah. Joe says, I wish more breweries followed the pumpkin ale style. A huge stickler for style guidelines personally, but at least have some pumpkin in there for fuck's sake. Yes. 5.5, I'm just thinking of the Chappelle show. Anything you say, 5. LOL, that's great. I assume the story of my swearing great aunts, yes. And CB Fall says, I'm doing awesomely. Thanks so much for asking. Yeah. But yeah, okay. So, Garrison, definitely not going to get a return customer on this one from me. But, I still love you, baby. You've never done anything to greatly offend me, Garrison. So, but make the spruce ale, like Joe's saying. Bring back the fucking spruce ale. That's what I want. I want that spruce ale, baby. I want some of that spruce. You know what I'm saying? I want some of that spruce in here. Spruce goof. Spruce moose. Bull the wolves, baby. Get that spruce. Lay it down. Ric Flair. Spruce. Yeah, okay, I'm done. I got to get out of here. Probably going to be doing Beta 101 here pretty soon. Nick's going to put the link out and wonder where everyone is, and he's going to start crying in the chat and all that shit. So, I need to fuck it off. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh. Spruce ale equals buy a case of daddy. Yeah, we buy a case of that spruce ale, baby. You know it. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.